Brodes Media.
Obviously, that was an extremely important game to win. I'm not healed yet, though. Whatever happened in Game 4, you could tell me to get over it. You could say I have to have faith in my team. You could say I'm overreacting. But I can't hide from my feelings. That was tragic to me. And the way I'd explain it is, imagine if you were in a relationship and you found out your significant other cheated on you. So you are heartbroken, but you decide you want to give it another shot. You decide you're willing to work this out, and you know it takes time to get over what they did to you. One dinner won't be enough for you to fully feel comfortable again. It takes time. Over time, you will feel that trust again, and you have to rework things out. That's where I am with the Phillies. I am in the process of reworking my relationship with the Phillies back out. It just is what it is. So they need to finish the job on Monday night with Aaron Nola, and I expect them to. I'm not surprised by Zach Wheeler. I actually had faith in Zach Wheeler. His stats speak for itself. His domination in the postseason with the Phillies uniform on is ridiculous. He was fantastic, and while he was leaking oil at the end of that sixth inning, because you were so desperate due to the bullpen and who you wanted to stay away from, and there weren't a lot of bodies, although you did have the luxury of Ranger Suarez, even with the projection of maybe needing him down the road to start a Game 7, which I don't anticipate anymore, but because he could throw, it's like, okay, there is at least something there that's unique and gives you an opportunity if you need to. That seventh was so important for him to get through, and it started off with a home run. Luckily, you had some run support. There was a ton of pressure on them. You're getting smacked around in late innings. You think you have a win. It gets stripped right away from you with Craig Kimbrell on the mound. It was a dumpster fire. And, yo, Stubbs, please shut your mouth. We love Stubbs the partier. We love the little mascot that he has become, and he wears the overalls, and he packs all the pockets up with a ton of beer. What are we doing? Did we not learn anything from the Atlanta Braves? It could be the tiniest little comment in the world that isn't really a big deal, but you make it a big deal internally, and that fires you up. I'm sorry, there's no way in hell a bench player that will never see time should ever give the other team some sort of motivation. It's so silly. It's so pathetic, and I have to hold him responsible. What he did was an absolute disaster, and I'm pissed off thinking about it. So, yo, Stubbs, please shut your mouth. But with the rest of this crew, they played with a ton of pressure on them, and they started the game off with a 2-0 lead. So I'm not shocked that Bryce Harper was a big part of that. I'm not shocked that Kyle Schwarber was a big part of that. And they will get mentioned later on, too, with their big-time moonshots. But they set the tone in the first inning. Hey, you know what? Kyle Schwarber got lucky with the end of the barrel of a single there that went to the third base side. There was a shift active. He gets on first base. But you score a run. And Bryce Harper with the double steal. Good for you, Bryson Stott, too. You know, we can start opening up the questions about Alec Boehm batting behind Bryce Harper, and is there enough protection? Could you slot someone like JT Realmuto behind him just for something more? Because you need it. At the same time, Rojas isn't a threat at all, and if you keep pushing Alec Boehm down, will you unfortunately put yourself in a position where it's Alec Boehm automatic out and Rojas automatic out that are flirting near each other in your lineup? And what can that do for what we call a strength of this team, the depth in their ridiculous batting order? Are you shrinking that? So now you're only worried about the Phillies' top 6 instead of having Nick at 7 and all of that. So, look, are they frustrated a little bit because the ball probably should have been flying more out in Arizona, and a couple of those deep shots went to center field, and Nick Castellanos might have had a home run in different ballparks and this and that? Maybe, but they're dealing with the same exact thing, too. It's not like you're the only one playing in this ballpark. Rojas, out in center field, makes a nice grab, and, it is what it is. Everyone's playing with the same circumstance, and the Phils were able to do the 2-0 thing super early and give Zach Wheeler some cushion. Not that he really needed it. It doesn't matter. The guy just shoves. What I think needs to happen is I need to see the official advance. I need to see them get to the World Series, them punch their ticket, and then we reset emotionally. I'll do my inner work. I'll take my deep breaths. I'm not into yoga. I'm not into that. I'm not into I don't know what they call it, but when you take deep breaths, meditation, that's the word, meditation. I'm not into that at all. But before the first game of the World Series, when they punch their ticket, that's when maybe I can refresh and you'll get that experience from me. I'm just not there right now, but I am proud of this team. I want that to be known, that what they did today was extremely important. And it's insane to me that this Diamondbacks team just won't run, right? Like, Carroll should be running. The dude is an absolute threat. Jason Stark has all these stats about how much that he has taken off in the regular season and how much of a weapon he was, and he put pressure on all the other team's defense. Well, what's he afraid of? Is it JT Realmuto? And even if that is the case, right, because everyone is aware of the cannon that JT has, the pop time, the arm to get down to second base, you have to be what got you here. You have to establish a little bit of your personality and recognize that you won 86, 87 games, whatever they finished off with, for a reason. Part of that is your brand was cause havoc. To be so shy and so scared, it's pretty eye-opening, and it's pretty pathetic, really. Like, if you go down because you get beat with the gun down the second base, whatever, tip your cap, but don't run away from what made you you. Be you, and you go down on the sword with it. It is very bizarre to see them so timid, especially because the guy's got wheels. I told you the story yesterday about my wife and I watching the games together. You know what she hit me with today? Because when Kyle Schwarber hit the solo shot, she goes, why does he bat leadoff? Wouldn't it make more sense to get other people on base in front of him and then he can hit a 3-run jack? I just gave her this death stare, like, don't you dare. Don't you dare become one of those. Now, she obviously had no idea why I would give her that tone and why I would have that type of look at her, because she doesn't know that I deal with this debate 162 games a year. I'm like, listen, I'll keep it very simple for you. When you bat one, you get more at-bats. Kyle Schwarber hits a lot of home runs. I want Kyle Schwarber to get a lot more at-bats. That's all you need to know. Then she hits me with, well, then why isn't Bryce Harper batting first? I went, oh, smart woman. I know why I married you. And to that I said, fair point. I would be okay with that. But then I had to explain lefty-lefty. Well, if that's the case, then Schwarber has to bat third at least, because you want to break up the lefties. Because when you bring in a reliever, and nowadays you have the 3-batter rule, try to pick up on it. But when she hit me with the Kyle Schwarber thing, I'm like, oh, no. No, not you. Anyone but you. I can deal with anybody else. Not you.